Hello, my name is Mark, and welcome to my channel, Osiris Transitions. The reason for this channel is for me to document my experience as I transition from the United States to the Philippines. Today, I want to talk a little bit about lowering your expectations in the Philippines. As some of you may know, I was supposed to go home 2 days ago, but I missed my flight, and so I extended my visa, and I'll probably be here till another month. Today is April 7th. And I plan to return on May 5th back to the United States after being here for 2 months. But the reason that I'm talking about this today is because I feel that I had a high expectation for operations and logistics here in the Philippines. I'll start talking about my flight to the airport. At 11 o'clock, I left for a flight that leaves at 2:45. I was in Cebu City IT Park on my way to Mactan International Airport. And first, when we first got downstairs, I wanted to separate from my girl, but she was like, "Oh no, I'll go to the airport with you." And I think that was a bad thing from the beginning. I think at that point, I should have really been focusing on me and just separating that whole thing. But I didn't. I was like, "Okay, baby, cool, let's ride." So we hopped into a cab. And then we were immediately hit by just fierce rains, man. There was so much heavy rain, and then there's always a lot of traffic in Cebu anyway. And then as a result, there was so much traffic. So by the time I got to the airport, there was no real clear understanding of where you take the COVID test and things like that. So I had to wait in a line for about 20 minutes to realize that I had to go down to another floor and go around to the back of the airport where I waited in another line to get a COVID test that in the United States may have taken 30 minutes, but had a 2.5 to 3 hour return time in the Philippines, which caused me to miss my flight. And, it was really frustrating, and I think that the main aspect of my frustration was to expect things to go like they go in the United States, and so even after that, we said, okay, we'll go to Panglao, which is next to Bohol, which took me 12 hours to get here, one island away from Cebu. But again, we left at 9 o'clock in the morning to catch a 1 p.m. ferry. But by the time we went to Lapu-Lapu City to pick up her suitcase in traffic, then went to the ferry in Lapu-Lapu, took a ferry across to Cebu City, and then went to Pier 1 and then stood in line for an hour and a half, only to find out that the 1 o'clock ferry had been changed abruptly, and now the next ferry, so that's no longer on the schedule. The next ferry is at 3:20. Well, the 3:20 ferry didn't come to 4:45, and in normal situations like this, me particularly, I got a few pet peeves. And one of them is being lost, and the other one is being late. I'm always on time, and it really bothers me when I'm here. But what I'm learning this time is just to have a little bit more patience. Patience with myself, patience with the Filipino people, even patience with my girlfriend, We're here enjoying a wonderful place, man. This place is absolutely fabulous for the low. But sometimes I lose patience with her, She speaks 5 different languages, and but English is very basic. So if I spoke, Visayan, or Tagalog, or even Arabic, we can have a lot deeper conversations. But in English, the conversations is very basic. I'll give you an example. So then we get off at the airport, we get off at the ferry in Panglao, and I tell the guy, hey, we want to go to the Sea Garden Suites. The Sea Garden Suites. And he thought I said the Sea Garden Street. When I showed him on the MapQuest, the address and everything. Make a long story short, I had a complete tour of the island of Panglao last night. 45 minutes to make a 10-minute motor trek ride from the ferry dock to the resort. In normal circumstances, I would have just exploded, But I'm learning to be more patient and understanding, and especially with my girl, like I was saying, I can say, hey, baby. Like right now, I sent it to the market. I said, hey, baby, last night I think they gouged us because they seen me. A lady wanted 190 pesos for purple onions. I was in Coron, Palawan, they were 70 pesos, you know? But at that market, everything was clearly marked, and at this market, it was not. I would suggest for most foreigners, until you can understand a little bit about the culture and how things work at the market and how to find the correct price, it's better for us to go to the grocery stores. It's better for us to to get in a taxi than it is a motor train. You know, especially in cities like Manila and Cebu. You know, like in Manila, you know, I pay the same price in a tricycle that I pay in a taxi because I get the foreign tax, what they call farang. I get that tax, you know. But I'm learning to be patient and understanding. I take Brother Calvin's advice from, I got a video blog hero, Sunshine Shoulders. He always says, you know, don't haggle with the people. And so what I try to understand is that they've been through a lot and we have a perceived wealth. And I think sometimes it's more than perception because, you know, it's not easy for the average American to fly halfway around the world and hang out in the Philippines for 2 months. Or the Philippines, I say Philippians. So I'm going to work on my accent and pronounce it in the native accent. But like I was saying, it's not the common person who can afford to really take a 2-month vacation and keep everything afloat in the United States and then come here and have a stress-free time being here. I happen to be fortunate and blessed enough to be in this situation. So I would have to say that in this situation, I am rich and have that disposable income. So I really shouldn't be tripping over, well, I'm never going to pay $4 a kilo for some onions in the Philippines. Let's get that right. So the 190, it was just beyond me. But a lot of times, like the guy wanted 400 pesos to drive me here yesterday from the Ferry. And I was going to fuss and bicker a little bit. But I was like, man, you know what, it's late, man. You know, the guy probably been working all day. Who's to say how many people he got to feed? And right now, I really don't feel like haggling trying to save $2, man. You know, the exchange rate is 52 to 1. We're in their country, man. They're, you know, going through, you know, aftermath of the pandemic. And, you know, the least I could do is be generous. So, you know, it's a growing experience for me. I hope that some of the things that I'm saying would help you if you decide to come to the Philippines to visit or transition. If there's anything that you like or you have any suggestions, you know, feel free to comment. If you feel that this video helps you or stimulates your thought, please smash the like button or subscribe. Recommend me to a friend. We have a lot of plans right here. We're gonna spend a week here, and then I don't know. So I have another 4 weeks of time fun in the Philippines. I decided if I'm gonna buy a whole new plane ticket, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stay the whole month of my visa. I also decided to buy a round trip plane ticket as opposed to a one-way trip plane ticket because the round trip plane ticket was only $300 more than the one way. So what I did is I'm leaving out on the 5th of May with a return flight in September, 5 months out, which was my original return date. And then from there, what I'm thinking to do is maybe go to Thailand and then fly back home from Thailand. Because I've never been to Thailand, and I met a guy, he's been living here 5 years. Him and his wife own a few properties here in Penglao. What he suggested is before I make that final decision, I should go and visit Thailand. He said that he would be in Thailand if it were not for the fact that they didn't speak English. So I figured I would at least go check it out, man, get some spicy food, man, you know, see what that brown-skinned jungle Asian culture is like. I'm into the Asian cultures. Cambodia, I would like to also go see while I'm over that region, maybe even Vietnam, you know. And I'm pretty much settled on the Philippines, but I think it would be nice, a nice experience. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take a little time and I'm gonna walk around and show you the accommodations that I have. It's a nice, neat community full of friendly people. I mean, you got the chickens running around, man, and it's a blend of modern structures and old-fashioned Kobo houses. And so I'm going to take a little bit of time and add a little clip of the accommodations on the back end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. You know, I'm doing the best I can to provide you with a decent content, and I'm open for comments and recommendations. Have a wonderful day, family. Peace. So these are the accommodations They're 1 bedrooms, 1 bath. I'm paying $19 a night. You can cook in the rooms. I'll take a little tour to outside, show you a brief. There's a little sorry store here, you know. Then there's a series of kubus. People are living in these kubus, got AC and everything connected. I think this is like the staff and things like that. But what my girl was telling me is like this small kubu, it's probably $600 US, because they come build and complete. They just come and stabilize them on the land. And hey, what's going on, bro?
Right.
And so here we are. This is another little kubu. So I think the staff is living in these kubus, and then you know. But it's really great. I'll take a second and show you the inside, and then let you guys be on your way. Place, you gotta excuse the mess. It's got a bedroom, little kitchen area, there's a mini refrigerator, dining area. My girl likes to cook outside, and then like a modern bathroom area. You know, which hot water, all modern. Like I said again, excuse it. I just wanted to guys get a quick.